right, so I got Wes and I here, and we are going to do a little video on albino tegus. I get a lot of questions of people asking, is there any differences between albino and a regular tegu, any care differences? And I'm standing right at one of our albino tegu enclosures, and we're going to check it out, and I'm going to answer some of those questions. So, is Shakira here, you guys? Albino tegus are just absolutely stunning. She's even prettier in person, but lots of yellows and blacks down her side. Just absolutely stunning tegu. We have eggs from her right now in the incubator cooking. Really excited about those. But as far as is their care any different? Here at Rose City Reptiles, I have hatched out albinos. I've raised them up from babies to adults. I've had several albinos in my care, and I provide them the same exact care that I do all other tegus. I have heard where people keep them a little bit more in the shade. All of my enclosures, I provide shade and direct sun, and I like to give them options for all of them. And so like I said, I give them the exact same care, the exact same diet, but there are some things that I've noticed about them that are different from a normal tegu, one that is not albino, and that is their vision. Sometimes their vision, I would say all the time, their vision is going to be a little bit different compared to a normal tegu. Now, the good thing is reptiles in general, including tegus, are not completely dependent on their vision to know their surrounding. As you can see, if I move close, she's going to tongue flick. You see that right there? That helps her understand her surrounding. There's a lot of different things that help her understand her surrounding. And so they do thrive just like any other tegu, but their vision is not quite as good. Now that varies a lot in between different tegus. Look at her just standing there being perfect model, but yeah, that does vary between tegus. Some of them have really poor vision, and some of them can see, and you can not even tell a difference. So with this female here, I've noticed more with the pure blues, sometimes their vision isn't quite as good. But like I said, they still live an amazing life, but they also, there's some advantages to that. And what I've noticed with Shakira and some of the other albinos I've had in my care is that they are very easy to handle. Like, honestly, they are the tamest tegus that I've had. That's something I've noticed personally. So I'm not saying guaranteed you get an albino and you have a tame tegu, but Shakira and other albinos I've had are extremely easy to handle. And I think part of it is because of that decreased vision. I guess if there's less to see, there's less that scares you, and they really are easy to handle. But right now we're gonna go over and I'm gonna show you the male that we bred her with and show you the difference between an animal that is heterozygous. A lot of times in the reptile community, you'll hear het for albino or het for something. So I'm gonna show you what a het animal, an animal that carries the albino gene, looks like. So we've made our way over to Topaz's enclosure. This is a pure blue. He is het for albino, 100% het. To get 100% het albino, that means his mom or dad was a visual albino. That is how you produce het albinos. He carries the gene for albinism, but he's not albino himself, and he's feeling a little feisty. So when we breed a het for albino to a visual albino, half of the babies come out as visual albinos, and they all come out, all of the normal looking tegus that will look like Topaz here, a blue tegu, they will all come out carrying the albino gene. So they will all be 100% het for albino. So that is our big albino clutch for the season. Topaz to Shakira. I believe there's still some spots to reserve a baby on the website, www.rosecityreptiles.com. But yeah, I'm really excited about these guys. I bred them once before 2 years ago, produced some absolutely beautiful, pure blue albino tegus, and I'm excited to do it again this year. These really are a couple of my favorite tegus that we have here. Then I want to show you guys Bingo here, another This is just a blue female, and she is not het for albino. And so what that means, we bred topaz to her as well. All of their babies will come out beautiful, pure blue tegus, but they will be 50% het for albino. So half of them will carry the albino gene. The only way to prove that out is by breeding them. But that is how that works. 100% het to a non-het gives you 50% of the babies will be het for albino. So just a little bit of genetic information, but here's Bingo here. We have eggs that can be reserved with the deposit on the website now, and they'll be hatching out really soon, you guys. We're only like 6 weeks away before we start seeing babies, and this was the first blue to lay eggs this season. So here is Bingo.